Well, what's up guys, this is PelicanMan bringing you another league of my quest for the Holy Relic deck. So what we're currently looking at is more or less the list we played last league. We've got the 8 fetch lands still, 2 Horizon Canopies, 2 Sunbaked Canyons for our Horizon lands, 1 Sacred Foundry, 1 Temple Garden, bunch of plains. So we've got a red and green splash just for Alpine Moon and Sideboard on the red splash, and Veil of Summer in the sideboard for the green splash. The main deck is mono white. The main deck's been pretty solid. Martyr's Soul is filling up the last 3 slots because I think it is just the correct card for it. The sideboard is a bunch of 2-ofs. We've got Canonist for the stormy kind of matchups, Containment Priest for the unfair cheating of giant creatures matchups, Selfless Savior for the removal matchups, Giant Killer also for big creature matchups, but it kind of flexes between unfair and fair pretty nicely. Alpine Moon for the Tron matchup basically, Veil of Summer for the fair matchups. Sort of Light and Shadow, this is a big change we made where rather than having two separate swords in the sideboard, one for fighting Fatal Push matchups, one for fighting Path to Exile matchups, we've combined the 2 slots, so we're going to try this out. That's the big change for this week. And we managed to find room for a second Soul Guide Lantern. Now, after recording the league last week, these are the changes we made. I actually want to make one more change before we start, because we had an issue against the aggressive red decks, like the Prowess decks, which could partly be to our mana base. I don't think we took too much damage off our mana base, but I just want a bit more life gain, so I actually want to bring in some Auriok champions. So the reasoning for the Soul Guide Lantern is mostly just for Uro and like maybe Croxa. Otherwise I don't think we care too much about it, so we're going to test without Soul Guide Lantern for the first time in a while, because we've just kind of always had it in the sideboard as a 1-of. We're going to test the 2-of, but let's test 0 of them, see how it goes. Because I think with how much Prowess punished us last league, having a card like Auriok Champion to fight the Prowess matchup's pretty good. Also good in the fair matchups, like the Jund matchup. Just having protection from their colors means we can put any equipment on it. It's still unblockable. Unblockable, hard to remove kind of thing. So we'll test that, and with that said, let's go into match number 1. Alright, looks like we found our first opponent. Let's get match number 1 underway. Okay, so we're on the draw. I like that we've got the quest, but I think we just have to mulligan this. This hand's better. We'll keep. We'll bottom the Skyfisher, is that right? No, we'll bottom a land actually. And that land will be the Sunbaked Canyon. Our opponent's mulligan to 5, so they could be Tron. Or they could just be unlucky. Okay, they started with Wooded Foothills. This might be good for us. Sacred Foundry. And Vexing Devil. Yeah, I'll take 4. It's weird that they kept a 5 with Vexing Devil. That's really strange, honestly. Oh, we're just going to get Glinthawk out. Next time we're going to get Stoneforge out. We are using our fetch land straight away to remove lands from our deck, so we have better top decks. Okay. Pass back to our opponents, see what they've got for us now. It might be an idea to not keep fetching, to maybe worry about our life total a little more. But I'm honestly not sure what our opponent's up to here. Okay, so they're Naya, at least. And a Cardle, sure. Okay. We drew Memnite. We'll go for Stoneforge Mystic. What equipment do we want to get? I mean, I think it is still just Batterskull, because the upside of Batterskull is really high. And this sword doesn't really do heaps. Yeah, let's get Batterskull. We'll play out We'll play out both. Because overdraw quest, that's 3. Yeah, we'll just play out Ornithopter as a chump blocker. Get in for 2. Because we might be able to race our opponent here with how much they're fetching and shocking. Especially if we can get this Batterskull into play. We will block. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I was going to say, surely they have something to do. Yeah. I'm interested to see what they could have to punish us for that here. Well, Curd Ape isn't it? Well, I want to hold up Stoneforge activation. Alright. They know about the Batterskull. Both of us are on 10. So they need to have like a path to exile for our Batterskull. We'll let them attack. Okay. I'll activate Stoneforge. What's this? Sure. We're still getting to put an equipment into play. It will be this Batterskull. Okay. Just going to eat the Nicardle here. Yep, and that's game number 1 for us. So they're an aggressive deck. Auriok Champion looks pretty good here. Light and Shadow looks good. I don't think we want anything else. Like, we could bring in Selfless Savior. I mean, it's probably worth considering. I mean, Giant Killer, the chop down's not very good, but the other side is interesting. Like, maybe we just don't want Thraben Inspectors. I don't think I care about Canonist or Containment Priest. I think for our artifact count, it's safer to just leave in 2 of our Thraben Inspectors, so we'll just bring the Selfless Saviors. Stoneforge Mystical is really good there. I want to bring these Auric Champions, but I don't really want to cut either of these. So I think I don't really want to cut Martyr Soul either. No, it's probably just a couple of Skyfishes. And we'll cut the Sword of Fire and Ice, I believe. Yeah, that looks good. So we are on the draw once again. This hand isn't good enough because I assume they'll have sideboarded accordingly and be keeping a hand that can deal with the Stoneforge Mystic, because that's what it looked like our deck was doing. I'm sure the Glinthawk confused them, but and they're keeping 7 too. Yeah, we'll keep this. And we'll bottom the Stoneforge, because we would rather resolve Auriok Champion and load it up with a sword. So land's a good draw. That's a fine draw as long as we find a land at some point. Okay. Always yes, always yield. Cast another Ornithopter. Pass to our opponent. Yeah, Pelt Collector. That's what I expected, seeing the Vexing Devils. Okay. That looks like they might have also kept a 1-lander, but we found our second land. Okay. So I'm going to play out the Auriok Champion here, I think. No, we're probably going to load up a Ornithopter, because the flying is more relevant. Because the Auriok Champion can't get through these green creatures. Yeah, let's play the Skyfisher. Okay. Oh, I should have played the champion first to gain life. That was... but I'd rather load up the Skyfisher, because blowing up this land's going to be huge. Yeah, I've got a 2/3. Okay. Looks like this match should be in the bag for us. Let's just move to beginning of combat. Okay. Show me our Gentamama. And we get to punish their 1-lander here. Then a color drops to a 1/1. And they can't cast spells anymore. And that's the match. Alright. Game 1 going according to plan. Join us shortly for match number 2. Alright, we've got an opponent. Let's get match number 2 underway. We get to go on the play this time. Wonderful. Okay, so the reason to keep is because we have turn 1 Giver into turn 2 Stoneforge, grab Batterskull, and have the sort of Fire and Ice backup. This Memnite's kind of stinky, but I think we're going to keep. Let's not be greedy and try and find a quest hand. Of course, our opponent's likely to punish us here by playing Tron or Storm. That's happened to us a fair bit in the past where we've kept these mid-range hands with Stoneforge, but that's okay. It's a little thing, but I probably should have led Flooded Strand here. Flooded Strand would kind of hint that we might be on a Stoneforge plan by turn 1 Givers. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Like, Flooded Strand Giver, Stoneforge kind of hints at, like, blue-white Stoneblade, but we're kind of playing blue-white Stoneblade with this hand anyway, so there's no, like, tricking our opponent going on here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Opponent's doing something spicy. I like it. I think our Batterskull's still going to be pretty good here. I'm also going to play out the Memnite, I guess. So the plan is we're going to block with a Memnite and use Give Runes. Oh, block. I want to block with something and protect with Give Runes. I think maybe just chump block with Memnite's better to hold up, give it a protect Stoneforge. Okay, let's protect the Stoneforge. So this way they have no good attacks, because we just get to block, unless they can give trample somehow. Okay. Looks like a Naya deck. Okay. Okay. So we get to play out the Gingerbrute and hold up Stoneforge activation. Yeah. Okay. What is this? Okay. So it looks like the new Zendikar's given this deck some legs. This Naya Landfall deck. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know how they're beating my Batterskull, is the question. Oh, that thing's got haste. That's even grosser. Yeah, okay. Let's... Well, I'm not blocking either of these with a Batterskull. Just gonna block here. Because we want to play the Batterskull, and if we draw a land, we can actually equip a Sword of Fire and Ice onto it. Okay, that came in shocked. Came in untapped, they shocked for it. Okay. They've got a Step Links, sure. Okay. Let's put the Batterskull into play and hope we draw a land. Not that we necessarily need to draw a land, but it would be nice. Okay. Yeah, they can't threaten our Batterskull, so we will just get in. The question is if we want to play Glinthawk. I don't think so. Yeah, pretty happy to pass to our opponent there. So they have to have fetch land, or this Batterskull gets to threaten to be a really good blocker. Otherwise we can block with Gingerbrute and activate if they're looking scary, or we can block with Stoneforge and activate it, they're not looking too scary. Ren and 6, huh? That might be taking down our Gingerbrute. No? Oh, get back. Yeah, of course they get back a land. That's pretty good for them. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 15 total. And they've got something else to do here. Oh. Okay. What have you got, opponent? So they're threatening lethal here, but the Nakata really can't attack. They are attacking with the Nakata, so maybe they have a bolt to finish off our Batterskull. But I think, this Ren and 6 is annoying. So if I don't block, I get to keep and do it again next turn. Yeah. Let's block here. And I think I just want to block with the Ginger Brood as well. Just to save as much damage as possible. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just don't want them to be able to bolt to finish off my germ. Because we're going to get to kill the Ren and 6 now. Unless I have like exactly path. Martyr Soul doesn't really do anything for us. Let's equip. Oh, yeah, we just have to kill the Martyr Soul, right? There's no... I don't really need to draw a card or deal 2 damage here. Yeah. Gaining 6 and having a 6/6 pro red back to block's pretty nice. So now they don't get the landfall. They might have run out of landfall triggers now. Nope, they've got another fetch. Okay, well I've got nothing to do except for block here, so I don't think we can die because we'll gain 6 to 20 and they can't deal 20 with us blocking something. They need to have an answer to one or both of our equipments or a path for the germ right now. Okay, so this... Ooh. This might actually be close to lethal. There's a lot of power they're representing now. So... 8, 16, 19... We survive on 1, I'm pretty sure. Yep, we survive on 1. What, they have a bolt for us? Yep. Okay, well done, opponent. Okay, so for sideboarding, we want the Sword of Light and Shadow. For the life gain, I think... They did have red creatures and they didn't have... Well, they had white creatures. I don't know, I'll think about that. I want the Oriok Champions. I want giant killers. I think that's it. So again, it's a fast matchup. We'll cut the Thraben Inspectors. I mean, we probably don't need Argentum Armor in this matchup. The Auric Champions will come in for Skyfishers. And this is just really good at making lots of chump blockers. The Pro Red's really nice here. I mean, the 2 damage is also good. Yeah, let's cut the Argentum Armor. Let's just have a lower curve overall. Okay, yes, we would like to be on the play. This is so tempting. If this had a quest over, like, literally any of the cards I would keep, or a second land over literally any of the non-lands here. But I think we have to mulligan a bit. This is fantastic. This Auric Champion looks really good here. We'll keep. We will bottom. I kind of want to keep the Skyfisher for more ETB triggers for the Auric Champion. But I don't think... I mean, the 2/3 is also kind of nice. Maybe it's the Thraben Inspector, because we're going to go turn 1 tap land. Is that right? Turn 2 Auric Champion into Memnite. If we draw a quest, we want the Skyfisher. We'll just bottom the Skyfisher. That's fine. No, we will not pay 2 life. So even if we draw nothing else, it's turn 2 Auric Champion, and Memnite turn 3 Gingerberry and Thraben Inspector. Which is pretty solid. Yep, they've got their Hellhound. Ooh, another Memnite. That's pretty good. So this thing's useless because we have Auric Champion. Always yes. Always yield. Alright, back to our opponent. Another one, sure. Yeah. Play Gingerbrute. Get in for 1, I guess. I guess we'll play the throw. So it kind of breaks even because we had to pay life for our fetch land, but it's fine. So if they dedicate resources into triggering these and being able to attack, we get to like negate one of the attacks, so it's really not great for them. They also have Stoneforge Mystic, okay. Batterskull, sure. Doesn't seem like what I would expect a Stoneforge Mystic deck to look like, but sure. No attacks, that's good. Gingerbrute looks good. Yep. I probably... No, I didn't want to attack with more. That's... I mean, I could have attacked, but then they just block here and it doesn't really matter. So their Batterskull is going to be a problem. And I did bring in Giant Killer, so that's the way we have to deal with it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Play out the Skyfisher. So the Skyfisher and the two Gingerbrutes negate the life gain that they'll be getting off their Batterskull. So I'll bounce a land so I can replay the land. Activate Gingerbrute. Activate Gingerbrute. Yep. That looks good. Yep, sure, you got a Batterskull in play. Your Batterskull cannot block, so you take 2. Okay. Also, we're on 27. So we're actually the aggressor here. We just need to find a way to push in a little more damage. What are you doing, opponent? Another Stoneforge Mystic? Okay, that's a problem. What are you? Can you... Okay. That's kind of gross. Path my Auric Champion, that's fine. I've already gained all the life. Okay. Well, we're going to eat your Stoneforge. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going to 18. I think... Hold on. +2/+2. Yeah, you don't have trample. We'll just save ourselves some damage here. Ooh. We're 1 land off being able to play our own Batterskull. So let's crack the clue. Land? Not land. Okay. Because if we can play our own Batterskull, we can get in the air with our Skyfisher, or we can put it on a Gingerbrute. Okay, let's play out the Memnite. Okay. Let's just try and keep their life total in a little bit of check here. I was meant to attack. No, I wasn't meant to attack with the Gingerbrute. I want to hold up the ability to eat a ginger brute. Do you have any more equipment in that deck, opponent? So this axe, I understand why they're running so much out. They've got another pickaxe. Alright. Opponent's deck's cool. I like it. This pickaxe is real nice. That's going on a Stoneforge? Okay. Got a fetch land. We really need to draw a land to be able to play our own Batterskull. Okay. So blockers. We definitely want to block here. We've got the ability to crack a fetch. So I think we'll block there. So that's 8. I think I'm fine with taking 8 here. We'll gain some life off our ginger brute. This also stops them gaining life, which is nice. They didn't crack their fetch, okay. Okay, we drew a land. Awesome. I'm trying to think. Can we afford to attack with the Skyfisher? Yeah, I think we can. Just keep putting damage in. Okay, now we'll play out our Batterskull. This is close. And this is game 2, right? They won game number 1. Lightning Bolt the Ginger Brute. Sure thing. So we just need to not die this turn, which them leaving back their Windswept Teeth is very frightening because they have 4 creatures that will all get boosts from it. But if they don't have another land drop, these things can all be eaten by our Germ Token. Do you have an artifact destruction spell? That's what I'm expecting here. Ooh, is this the Naiad? No, they're just okay. Fair enough. They're just making their germ even bigger. And that's attacking by itself. So we're going to block them, we're going to load up the Skyfisher. Yeah, this also forces them to activate their fetch. So the next turn they might not be able to pump up any of their creatures. Because if they don't, then we trade, and they don't want to trade. Whereas I do want to trade. Okay. That's not a bad draw, but it's not what we're up to right now. We will attack with our Skyfisher. Okay. Do you have a land drop opponent? If they do... Oh, Ren and 6? Oh man. Well, thankfully, like, this Auric Champion is going to get to block their Batterskull and keep them from gaining life. So we'll chump block this turn, and next turn we'll play the Auric Champion. Because, like, none of their other landfall creatures can attack because our Skyfisher just eats them and gains a bunch of life. Which the next question is, I think we're attacking that Ren and 6 with our Skyfisher next turn. It's made an interesting game for sure. We got very lucky drawing that Battle Skull when we did. Okay. So if we draw like exactly a Skyfisher, 1, 2, 1, 2. We kind of would want to replay the Thraben Inspector to make a clue. But if we draw exactly Glinthawk, then we want the artifact. So let's block with like that. Because like if we draw a Skyfisher, bouncing the Memnite is also fine because we'll gain life off our Auriok Champion. That's really good. Oh. So we're gonna land. It's they go up to 8 with the sword. We're at 8, 9. Okay, I think we play the Auriok Champion for sure. And we just kill the Ren and 6. Because I think them being a top deck mode, they have a lot of bad top decks here. We go to 37, and we get to play our Sword of Fire and Ice. Which next time we can equip to our Skyfisher. And then start mowing down their creatures. This could be close to game if they didn't draw something good here. Alright, they're moving the Battle Skull onto their step links. But why? For more of these triggers? Oh, because I got Pro Black on... Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So let's draw sort of Light and Shadow then, I guess. Yeah, I just have to chump block here. I can't afford to let them crack both of these and do all that. Of course we draw the Glinthawk. It's alright. Hopefully draw like a Memnite or something. Okay, let's see if we can force them to pop a land here. No, they choose not to. Give us a good draw. We'll crack the Canopy first to see if we draw like a Memnite or something. Quest? 1, 2. I don't hate that. Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, so they get +2/+2, so that's 4, so that's 8. I mean, even if they play a fetch land, that's 12. I think I'm cool with taking... Oh, okay. So that makes it 16. Okay, we can't do anything about this, so we'll just let them have their fun. Okay, so it's an 8/9, they can fetch for 6. How good is the Auriok Champion anymore? Well, it's better next turn once we have the giver out. Yeah, we go to 36, they go to 28, like, it's kind of whatever. This is annoying, not being able to play this Glenhawk, but I suppose we don't want to until we can get like a Memnite or an Ornithopter to play with this. Oops. Always yes, always yield. We've got a draw step 2 off our sword. Oops, I should have set the auto yield there, but that's fine. Let's try and force this again. Okay. Martyr Soul's a good draw. That's something I'm pretty happy to chump block with. I don't think I need to play it as a big creature, so let's just play it like this. Obviously it is better if it's bigger, but I don't really want to tap this down, like this is keeping some of the creatures at bay. Yes. We'll just yield. Then I'm going to yield to their end step. So I think I'm happy to crack the Iron Macer and just get our fetch out of it. Oh my goodness. That was a really good draw from our opponent. There goes our Batterskull. So we want to get this quest off so we can get our Gentum Armor and blow up their Batterskull. Yeah, we'll just block with the Martyr Soul. This is fine. Oh, we draw the Temple Garden. That's fine, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Let's kill the Stoneforge. I don't know, do we have many fetchable lands left? Okay. Well, now we get to block with Auriok and protect it with Giver. This is a nice little combo. They need to draw removal for the Giver before they get to do anything anymore. Okay, varying up their threats. Okay. I mean, the important thing here is stopping them gaining life, so I'm okay to take as much damage as they want to deal to me from this Stoneforge. So we have lands left in our deck. We should have at least one basic. Yeah, nice. Okay. Let's draw. Perfect. Good thing we held on to this Glinthawk for so long. Okay, bounce Ornithopter. Play Ornithopter. Okay. That's right, we took the Argenta Barber out. Is this enough for a concession opponent? Yep, nice. On to game 3. We've got about a minute on our opponent. So knowing that they've got Stoneforges and Batterskulls doesn't change anything for us. We've got nothing for it. Maybe we want the Argentum Armor, but they can just bounce their Batterskull potentially. I mean, I think I like most of what we're doing with their sideboarding. I kind of want the Argentum Armor back. No, I don't know. Let's run it back. Okay. We'll keep based on the strength of Quest and Auriok Champion. We will potentially play a little slower by playing out both of our quests first. Trying to think what our turn 2 wants to look like. I think it's Stoneforge, grab Batterskull. Okay. Grab the Batterskull. Pass it back. Okay, Bolt Frost Stoneforge, that's fine. So next turn, if we draw nothing, we probably quest an Auriok Champion. This Sunbaked Canyon's going to be a problem. Okay, Rallier just to ramp. Okay. I like that they're cracking it that aggressively. To play out another Nacatl though, okay. I kind of don't want to tap this Sunbaked Canyon. So what, they're getting it for 9 next turn? That's pretty bad for us. How are we winning this? It's probably by getting to put this Batterskull into play. No, let's not search with Stoneforge actually. We want to leave both of those as options for our quest when it goes off. Which I believe we can get it active next turn. By playing Skyfisher, bouncing a land, replaying it. Oh my goodness. Okay, our opponent's got an aggressive start with none of their landfall shenanigans right now. Okay. Is there any way we live this? So we can play all 3 of their creatures. Let's start there, I suppose. Because the Auriok Champion is going to gain us some life. So if we can play 2 creatures and go up to 4, which we can't. So we go to 3, they have 3 power creatures. Yep, they got us. Alright. So we're currently 1-1 with quests. We will be coming back shortly with match number 3. Alright, we've found an opponent. Let's get match number 3 underway. We get to play first. What does this hand do? That's a mull again. It's kind of a weird assortment of stuff. I'll keep this. Not necessarily be happy about it, but I'll keep it. Let's see, they're keeping 7. Alright, so we'll keep this. We will bottom the Sacred Foundry. Another opponent with an upkeep stop. Awesome. Okay, let's go for a basic quest. Ornithopter. Always yes, always yield. Memnite. And pass to our opponent. So we need a lot. We need to not draw lands, basically. Awesome. That is indeed not a land. Come on. Always yield. Okay. Attack. We'll let our opponent have the turn. Or if they want to do something about this Memnite, go ahead. So I know what they're thinking about. Cool. They don't fetch. They play another fetch land. Okay. Well, that's a good draw. So we'll play the Skyfisher. Assumedly they're going to fetch and counter this. Because otherwise I have no idea what they're actually doing. Hello, opponent. You need to counter this opponent. Okay. I'm just going to attack here because I can't block any of this stuff without Gentum Armor. Because they've just got 2 fetch lands away, so they can just crack it in response. Their opponent's kind of played pretty well. I think I'm happy to just chill with an active quest. Yeah, they're not like flashing in a Snapcaster or anything. Okay. Okay, opponent, I see you. Yes, I guess I'm just going to hold up the ability to turn this quest into a Battle Skull. Getting Temple Garden. And plains, okay. So no blue sources. Oh. Huh. Okay. Our opponent's on some spicy nonsense over there. Are we about to get comboed or something? Very interesting. Huh. Okay. So they're getting Fields of the Dead, assumedly. What is this deck? This is some hotness for sure. And if they get Fields of the Dead, I think we just got them. So they're getting 2 zombies. Getting 2 zombies. So if we kill one, there's 1 left, which can block one of these. So that's 8. That's 9. Yeah, we got them dead, right? Just get Argentum armor. Put it on the Skyfisher. This is to make sure that we don't draw it, which of course we would draw it if we didn't do it that way. Okay. Attack. Kill 1. And then you are taking 9, opponent. Awesome. That was... What's going on? Where's my match going? Did they scoop the match? I think they scooped the match, so I think we're currently 2-1. I'm gonna watch the recording and see if they did in fact scoop the match, and we'll be back for match number 4, I guess. See you shortly. Alright, here we go. Match number 4 underway. Turns out our match 3 opponent did in fact scoop the match to the bullshit we managed to assemble in game 1. Looks like we've lost the die roll, so we'll be assumedly on the draw for our match 4. But we are currently 2-1 with Quest for the Holy Relic. Opponent's taken a while to decide if they want to play or not here. I mean, so far, the Stoneforge matchup in match 2 was a little rough. We don't really have an answer to those except for being a better equipment deck, I guess. Oh, this hand wants a quest really bad. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, because these just, like, the extra one of these is kind of a mulligan already. Yeah, it's just like a fast little Glinthawk clock. I'll keep this, I think, and I'll bottom one of the Glinthawks. I'll just try and play a sort of Fire and Ice game, I guess. Like, without a Memnite or up to the second Glinthawk's kind of... yeah, kind of clunky. I'm happy keeping the 3 lander because this is a hand revolving around Sword of Fire and Ice, and we can always just draw off the Horizon Canopy. But if this is turn 1 hand hate, let's undo yield through turn. Just see. Because would we concede right here to hide information? Because I feel like if they're a hand hate deck, whatever they take, you kind of like they're probably leaving us with the Glint Hawk. They can probably take the Gingerbread and just punish our Glint Hawk, or they can take our sword so that our hand is doing nothing. Okay, they're getting a Water Grave untapped. So what do we get to do for sideboarding? We get to bring in Veils. Because I assume they're Grixis Shadow. Whatever, let's play it out. Yeah, because I assume they're Grixis Shadow. So, like, bringing in Veils isn't even that good. Like, if we get to game 3, then, like, if we win game 2, then turn 3, even a Veil, like, if we're on the draw, so it doesn't protect our hand. Because we don't have, like, the one of Leyline in our board anymore. So I think I want to increase our odds by playing game 1. Also, our opponent's taken a long time to do absolutely anything, so they could be double queuing or something. So, I mean, we could win this match by clock. Alright, opponent gets punished for taking a Gingerbrute. I'm just going to redeploy the Memnite. I don't think if I do a quest at this point that keeping that Memnite in hand is going to help me any. And we can at least make double hand hate spell here bad. The shit is this? Oh, it's the other Death Shadow. Huh. Okay. So it's a 1/1 because I have 19 life. I see. Well. I mean, I'm just getting aggressive here. I'm not winning with this hand unless I'm getting aggressive, I don't think. I mean, this looks like a pretty good matchup for Oreo Champion at least. So I'm going to hold this. I can actually kind of hold this indefinitely, is that right? No, I kind of need to do it next turn so I can play this sword. But that's fine. Oh, Inquisition. Okay, so now we're not cracking our fetch. Nice 1/1 opponent. Ooh. Can I afford to take a turn off to play out a 5/4? I actually think I can. Let's just manually do this. We don't really need a save clock against this opponent, I don't think. So we've got pretty close to lethal. Like a Gingerbrute off the top would be pretty nice. Another one, sure. Let's draw a card. Okay. And draw a card. The Battle Skull. Let's attack with everybody. If they want to trade for Memnite, that's cool. They probably have to jump block Martyr's Soul. Yep. And they're taking 5 down to 6. So with the Memnite, the non-Martyr's Soul creatures are lethal again. Okay. It's a big boy Death Shadow. So at this point, we'll play out the Stone Forge. Fine with the creature coming 2/2 because their ground creatures are no longer attacking. They're on blocking duty. Shit. Whatever. We've already got the Battle Skull in hand, so it's fine. So this puts them to 2. So either of these Glinthawks is lethal next turn. So we just need to make sure that we don't die to Team of Battle Rage. They're going to 1? Why would they go to 1? Awesome. Alright, so I was considering conceding that game and we ended up getting there, so that's awesome. I think we want to keep our Gentleman Armor because they have such a low curve, so I think we just cut the Sword of Fire and Ice for the Sword of Light and Shadow. We want to bring in the Auriok Champions, we want to bring in the Veil of Summers. Giant Killer's really good, Selfless Savior's really good. I don't think we need Containment Priest or Canonist here. So these 4... because it's a removal heavy matchup, I kind of want to cut the Glinthawks, but the Glinthawks did win us that game. So the Veils are coming in for... I'm going to cut 2 Memnites because the Ornithopsis having flying is very relevant. The Auriok Champions can come in for Skyfishers, and yeah, I think it's just the Glinthawks. Because we shouldn't really be winning games by beating down with their Glinthawks. So, and we're likely to get punished for having like those bounce creatures in our deck, because assumedly they have a bunch of removal. So let's run it back like that. Also, our Sword of Light and Shadow should give us protection from all of their blockers, I believe. I'm going to keep, based on turn 1 Giver into turn 2 Stoneforge, grabbing Battle Skull and still having access to the Sword of Light and Shadow. Okay. So they saw my top card and saw it was the Battle Skull and thought scaled me. Okay. It's kind of weird. I mean, I get it. Makes their hand a fair bit worse. Drawing another Stoneforge isn't the worst. Drawing another Stoneforge makes their hand hate a little worse. I mean, they just take the sort of Light and Shadow, but it makes their removal worse. They kept the hand that was just Steam Vents. going to slowly pass because we want to hold up Giver of Runes activation. Okay, they found Watery Grave. There's probably a kill spell coming Giver of Runes way very shortly. Yeah, that's fine. Go for the Threat is an interesting card for our opponent to be running. I'll give them that. Nice upkeep stop, opponent. What are you doing in my upkeep, huh? Nothing? I'm pretty sure they thought scoured, like... Yeah. Let's hold up Veil and Stoneforge activation, I guess. We will not attack. Veil was a good draw there. Okay. The thought scaring themselves. They found the third land, so the thing I'm most concerned about now is Kolaghan's Command, but Veil of Summer is real good against Kolaghan's Command. Casting Inquisition. Alright. You have forced our hand, opponent. Here is Veil of Summer. Okay. So they have a removal spell in response before my Stoneforge gets protection from it. Okay. Let's add to the stack also. What a stack. Land? Not land. So we're going to play Gingerbrute. Give him a sword. We'll bring back Giver of Runes. Yes. So next turn we can play Quest, play Gingerbrute, activate Gingerbrute. Oh, probably not playing Gingerbrute. We're probably playing... Depends. Depends if they play a blocker or not. So if they play a blocker, where we'll play Quest, Giver, activate, unblockable, get in. If they do not play a blocker, we'll Quest, Gingerbrute, and Giver, and attack with our two Gingerbrutes. So it's all the same, it's just whether we activate this Gingerbrute or play this Gingerbrute, I guess. Because getting to... Like, they need to deal with this sword very quickly, and they need to also have an answer to our Giver, because this is going to pressure them. Is this Kolaghan's destroying this, hitting this for 2? Yeah, it probably is, because it looks like they're struggling with paying the right mana for it. Oh, they're not killing the Gingerbrute? Sure, I don't care about my Stoneforge anymore. Yeah, I guess they didn't realize that they could deal 2 to this. And wait, at a pro black, I'm dumb. My opponent did the right thing. I'm an idiot. Always yes, always yield. Play out a Giver as well. So now they need an answer to the Giver. Also, we're 1 creature away from Quest. Like, a 0-drop, 1-drop, or Martyr Soul away from activating quests. Do you have another Death Shadow opponent? Because you kind of need another Death Shadow. Well, another Death Shadow doesn't even do it, actually. My Ginger Roots get to be unblockable. So if I get to activate quest, they're in trouble. Okay. Giver of Runes. The Raven Inspector. The Raven Inspector. And this should be game because they can't. The best they can do is like Fatal Push, and if they do, my Giver of Runes stops that. Okay. Good beginning of combat. We'll activate our quest. Get our Gentle Armor. Throw it on Ginger Brute. We will. Might as well attack with both. Kill the Death Shadow. And deal 8. Alright, and that's the match. So that was match 4 in the bag. Join us shortly for match number 5 to see if we can get a 4-1 out of this. Alright, here we go. We found an opponent. Let's get match number 5 underway. We're at 3-1 so far with Quest for the Holy Relic, which it's a positive result, which is something we haven't had with Quest for the Holy Relic recently. So, my general rule for quest hands is I keep a 7 that's that has Quest for the Holy Relic and is playable. You know, not like a 0-lander or a 4-lander or 5-lander, depending on what's in there. For Stoneforge hands, I want to see specifically Giver into Stoneforge to keep on 7. These 4 lands are bad. My opponent's keeping with 7, but we are going to mulligan on the draw. And so now we will keep a Stoneforge hand without Giver. And this Ornithopter, while working with the Skyfishers, I'm not interested in. I'll happily just bounce the Thraben Inspector to the Skyfishers and just hope this is a grindy game. Well, Inkamoth Nexus into Ozolith tells me that it's not going to be a grindy game. So that's something. We draw a Memnite, which isn't the worst to go with our Skyfishers. So if I draw a quest, I kind of want to hold on to the Memnite. And it's likely our opponent plays in a way that we probably don't want to attack with the Memnite anyway, so we'll just hold on to it on the off chance we top deck exactly Quest for the Holy Relic. Oh, this is a scary deck. So, with Ozolith and Hardened Scales. Thankfully, Mox Opal is banned. I say thankfully, I'm shattered about Mox Opal being banned because I normally play like, you know, I've played KCI and Wurzer in the past. But sitting here playing this deck, I'm glad that Mox Opal's banned, even though this quest deck did actually play Mox Opal at one point as well. Animation Module's good. In that, for this to be good, the game has to go long, and if the game goes long, I'm very happy. Okay. So playing the Stoneforge, so again, if we draw a quest, we still have a bunch of cool quest shit to do. So I think we're grabbing Fire Ice here. What does Batterskull do for us? It's probably just fire ice. Just get in for one. So this, like, yeah, this is a matchup where our Stoneforge hand still looks kind of miserable. Ginger Brute. Hey. I think I'm fine with just dropping the sword into play. Do I want to trade this for a servo? Probably not. Your hand's kind of stinky. I mean, like, we've got these, which is fine. I probably should have played the Ornithopter there, actually, so I could suit up the Ornithopter. That was probably the play. I was going to say, I want to hold on to all these for if I draw a quest, but I think we're getting too hopeful at this point. What's going on? Yeah, even more punished for not suiting up the Ornithopter, but that's fine. We will... Forcing a chump block's not even good. Well, we'll play at the Skyfish as I've got a better sword target. Well, actually, I was going to bounce the other bit, but we just get to play at a Ginger Brute here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's still worth holding all these in case we draw a quest. Who wants to attack? No one, because I don't want to put these counters on things and on the Ozolith here. So my sword triggers are probably just going to hit them, I think. Hardened Scales is a good draw. Okay. Plains was a good draw. Trying to think if we want to attack with Ginger Brute. So Skyfisher hits for 4, 5, 6, 7. They go to 12. Can I deal another 5? Probably not. They go to 12 and 7. I suppose I don't, because I might want to play whatever I draw. Like if I draw a quest here. Yeah, we'll just dome them. It's not a bad draw. Yeah, I mean, quest is still a good draw. So I'll continue holding this stuff in hand. Like, our board's wider than theirs, so... Yeah, they get to make another 1/1, but they probably actually want to hold up activation on this Ink Moth to block our Skyfisher. We'll keep coming up the board. That is also fine, I guess. We might actually have them here just through Sword of Fire and Ice beats, because we get to deal 6 every turn with Sword of Fire and Ice, so they would go to 1, which means our Ginger Brute makes lethal. They do get a chump block with Ink Moth Nexus at some point. Back to us. Yep. Okay, we drew another land. Tempted to play quest. So I'm tempted to crack the clue to see if I draw a quest, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can't do it anyway. So we're just gonna get in. Yeah, I think this is good. I don't think I need to attack with Ginger Brute. Crack clue. Another land, hey? Let's play it on the Skyfisher. Yeah, opponent, do you want to graft onto my Skyfisher? I think I'm gonna hold this Ornithopter. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah, there's no point playing a Mem Knight. So I can move this here. Yeah, I can move this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they can only block one Skyfish, so they're dead. And I have Giver of Runes as well. So my opponent needs to... my opponent needs to draw another flyer. Even that doesn't work because Giver of Runes can make one of the Skyfishes unblockable. I think we got them here. Yeah, it's important that we move the sword into the Ginger Brute so that it's actually unblockable, because the Ink Moth is going to threaten to block a Skyfisher. And that way, if need be, we can give the Skyfisher pro colorless so the Ink Moth doesn't deal damage to it, or maybe potentially not be able to block at all. Oh. Well, they get to do some maths now, don't they? Like, they can't have trample, so I don't know. They can make a really big creature, but they need to be able to trample over to win. I've got Skyfisher to block. I've got Giver of Runes to be able to protect the Skyfisher. Oh, they get to attack with everyone, huh? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Block here. Block here. Block here. Block here and block here. So that's all of them blocked. Now I want to protect the Ginger Brute. Is it the Ginger Brute or the Skyfisher? Okay, yeah. That's game one in the bag for us. This is a tough matchup. That enemy Inkmoth isn't the worst. Giant Killer feels good. I don't think Selfless Savior is necessary. Containment Priest doesn't do anything. Right? I mean, Canonist doesn't do anything. Containment Priest. No, it doesn't do anything. I don't think Auric Champion gaining us life is doing anything. I don't think sort of Light and Shadow is doing anything. Maybe it is Alpine Moon to stop the Inkmoth Nexus. But I mean, we've got Flyers and Alpine Moon. Yeah, I think we'll just bring in the Giant Killers. I don't think Auric Champion's doing anything. They seemed mono green, right? Did they? They appeared to be mono green, so I don't think Selfless Savior to protect from like Abrupt Decay is something we need to worry about. It's probably just 2 Giant Killer. I like Giver of Runes because it can protection from Colorless. I think 3, but Inspector's probably going to be too slow. Yeah, I think I like all my other 2-drops better than Oreo Champion, even though the Stoneforge package isn't great here. So if I cut the Stoneforge package, I still don't think I'm bringing in Light and Shadow. Maybe I'd bring in Alpine Moon then. And then I'd bring in like Selfless Saviors and Oreo Champions. Is that better than Stoneforge? Let's try it like this and keep that sideboarding plan in consideration for game 3. Another hand that just wants a quest, huh? I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, this is the tough thing about keeping Stoneforge in, because like Stoneforge doesn't impress me in this matchup. But I think I'm going to keep the 6, bottom the Memnite, and keep the Ornithopter around to put a sword onto. Yeah, so they kept a 7 with hardened scales. That kind of sucks for us. Just going to thin out our deck a little. Always yield. No point playing the Ornithopter this turn. Like if we draw exactly quest next turn, again being ever hopeful, I want to keep it in hand. Okay. The name's like Construct, right? Yeah, okay. Oof. I think we play at the Stoneforge and try and force them to use this. That's pretty good from our opponent. Unfortunately, I don't believe Giant Killer can kill a Ballista ever, because they can always just remove counters to drop it under 4 power, which means this will fizzle, because it will no longer be a legal target. Okay, that's kind of gross. That's kind of real gross. So I'm gonna take it. I don't care. Yes, we're on a virtual 7 now, but it's fine. Because I get to hold up Giant Killer, get to hold up Chop Down. This sword's still looking good. Like, they can let us untap with Stoneforge. I don't think it matters to them. Yeah. Ginger root. Let's play up the Ornithopter. Do we attack? Hmm. Whatever. No attacks. Let's see if our opponent tries to load this blister up with anything else. I think we're very close to dead already. Okay. So let's block here. We will try and chop down your ballista. I mean, maybe they don't know the interaction. Maybe they think that they just have to sack off their ballista now and trade with their board. I don't know. I mean, making them use up 3 counters here is also fine. Okay. They took down Stoneforge. They hit us. No, killed Ornithopter. Please kill Thraben Inspector as well. Please. Please shoot it. Boo. Yeah, let's go to game 3. That's gross. Do we have anything to stop that? No. No, we don't. So let's just hope they don't get to do it, I guess. Yeah, honestly, the Stoneforge is like, I wasn't happy keeping Stoneforge hands there. We kept the Stoneforge hand and it didn't pay off, so let's just cut it. So we also get to lower our curve a little. Yeah, maybe we just bring in 1 Alpine Moon. Is there anything else we're happy to kind of loosen up on? Or maybe it's Sword of Light and Shadow. I like one of Alpine Moon is probably nicer here, just on the off chance they have Inkmoth. This hand has Giver, it has Aureok Champion, it has a useless Glinhawk. We're gonna mulligan. They keep 7. Alright, so we can turn 1 Glinhawk and Ornithopter, turn 2 a Martyr's Soul. keeping with bottom the Alpine Moon. Alpine Moon's just too flaky. So do we redeploy the Ornithopter? No, because I kind of want to play the Gingerbrute next turn, play the Marsol the turn after. Then that's a turn we're not getting in with the Glinthawk. Yeah, I guess we'll see depending on what our opponent does, because we can always just play the Ornithopter and play the Martyr Soul next turn. If you draw like another 0-drop, it'd be kind of perfect. Okay, Hardened Scales and nothing. Gingerbrute's good. Play a Gingerbrute. Play a Gingerbrute. Attack for... what was that? Attack for 4. Yeah, there's no advantage playing this Ornithopter. You still just want to play it next turn to help play out our Martyr's Soul. Okay. What have you got for your turn 2 opponent? Okay. The 2/2 Arcbound Worker, sure thing. He grafted and make it a 4/4. No, okay. They must have a good follow-up then. Ooh, okay. Play Ornithopter. Would you like to graft opponent? Didn't think so. Okay. Cast the Martyr's Soul. Unfortunately, we can't just have 2 Gingerbrutes for that. Would you like to graft opponent? No? That's crazy. And then... let's make you unblockable. Get in. Then second main. Play up the Glinthawk. Would you like to graft onto my Glinthawk opponent? I think it's ridiculous that they keep that, like, graft can target your opponent's stuff. I guess it makes sense, but it's just so annoying. I need to always yield to this. That's what I need to do. Okay. Your turn, opponent. We have 6 unblockable power. We have a 5/4. And you've got a 2/2. But, like, they've had a slow start. But they kept 7, so I assume that means this turn's going to be pretty big. Like, the worst I could see this turn being with them keeping a 7 would be Steel Overseer. Because, I mean, Steel Overseer is still very good on this board. It just seems weird that our opponent would keep 7 in this kind of matchup. Like, I feel like we should seem like we're pretty aggressive of a deck, considering what happened in game 1 at least. Okay, Hangerback Walker. Would you like to graft here, opponent? I assume so. It keeps our Martyr's Soul at bay. But I mean, if our Martyr Soul attacks currently, they just block with their 4/4 Hangerback, make 4 Thopters, and then my clock gets worse. I mean, this Hangerback walk was the kind of play that punishes me a little for not getting it for damage last turn and instead getting the Martyr Soul out there. That's pretty good, actually. I'm going to just play this out and be able to tap down a creature. So we're just going to get in for 5. Yeah. Let's make you unblockable. Attack with you, you, and you. So they need to find a way to be able to sack their Hangerback Walker. Because otherwise we can just tap it down. Tap it down and then... Doesn't really change the maths because it's still going to be block here and these two get through. But there is the option of, in the end step, tapping down this, then on my turn tapping down this if they don't do anything else. The Inkmoth's annoying. Thankfully they can't draft onto it. Okay, another Hardened Scales, that is fine. And I should just be yielding through their turn here. Okay, back to us. Land was actually a good draw. So... yeah, this thing was kind of annoying. Make you unblockable. Go to combat. So we're lethal over 2 turns by doing this over 2 turns. So long as they don't block, which currently the Inkmoth is the only thing that can block. So if they animate, we'll use Giant Killer to tap it down. And we can do that next turn as well. Now I believe if we hadn't tapped all our creatures for the Martyr Soul on that one turn, we would have gotten in for an extra 3. So our opponent would be on 7. So we still wouldn't have lethal here. We would be able to attack for 6 by attacking the extra Ginger Brute. I mean, it means that last turn maybe we could have attacked with the second Ginger Brute rather than... what did I do instead? Play the Giant Killer. Dismember. Huh. Interesting. So maybe we should have attacked with the other Ginger Brute as well. If we expected specifically Dismember, which we didn't. So that's fine. So he gets a block here, they get hit for 3, down to 3, and then we've got lethal next turn. Yeah, and we get to potentially crack a Sunbait Canyon here instead of activating the Giant Killer. They have another Dismember? Dismembering their Hangerback. That's really clever, opponent. That's really clever. Well, we've got 2 lethal ginger brutes next turn. Is there any reason to crack this Sunbait Canyon? I don't believe so. Very interesting. I'm interested to know how they plan to win from here. I guess... Well, that's a big Thopter. I guess if they draw Ravager, because they can animate the Inkmoth attack with Inkmoth and at least 1 Thopter. I don't actually know the math of whether they will have enough artifacts to get away with that. I mean, they almost definitely do, because they got this, they got 2 huts. Yeah. A Ravager wins them the game. The question is, does 1 life matter for us? But the other question is anything we draw good here? Let's see how the board cleans up. So they have 3 flyers. I have 1 flying blocker. I can potentially gain a life here to be cheeky. 3 flyers. So at most I can draw 1 Ornithopter and have a 2nd flyer. So I think we're happy to pass. And I'm happy to crack this Sunbait Canyon in end step, I believe. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, opponent, what have you got for me? Gem Razor? That doesn't do it though, right? Wait, weren't they mutating? Yeah, okay, they did mutate. Oh, it just... Oh, okay. That's still only 7? Okay. Seven, 8, 9, 10. I'm on 15. If I block here... Yeah, I don't see how we die here. Like, the only thing we can block is this, and I'm not, like, willing to throw Gingerbread in front of it. Because these 2 are lethal. I'm not willing to throw this in front of it and let their modular happen. Because we're on 5, I'm less interested in cracking a Sunbait Canyon, because we have lethal here. Awesome. Our opponent scoops it up. So that is 4-1 with Quest. Join us shortly for the post-league wrap-up. Alrighty, so that was pretty good. 4-1 overall. We won our first match against Naya Zoo, lost our second match to a Naya Landfall deck that was honestly very close. Match 3 was some 4-color Field of the Dead where they scooped the entire match after we got them with our Gentle Armor in game 1. Match 4 was Grixis Shadow, which was actually a really good match, because I was considering conceding because I mulliganed to like a bad 5 or 6 that like Hand Age just rips apart and they cast a Thoughtseize on turn 1 on the play, or on the, I can't remember if they're on the play or draw, but I was considering conceding to Hide Information. I ended up playing it out and managing to get there. They were trying out the new 2-mana kind of Death Shadow from the new Zendikar, which cares about both players' life totals, so I just stayed on 19 for ages. And then, yeah, we won a close match number 5 against Hardened Scales, which was very back and forth. So, overall, looking at the deck, the mana base felt fine. The canopies and canyons, I don't think they felt too painful, really. Whereas the card draw on them was pretty good. Gingerbread did a lot of work. Sometimes just being able to chump block and gain some life. Other times the unblockability was just insane. I don't think I'm going to run this deck without Gingerbread anymore. He just... Like, at his worst, he's still pretty good. Give it Rune's good as always. Normally eats some removal, but that's fine. It means our other stuff isn't. The main combo, like the Memnites, Glinhawks, whatever, are always good. Thread Inspectors are fine. They get cut a lot, but that's because our deck's so aggressive that if our opponent's also aggressive, like, we don't normally have time for the clue anyway. It's just an artifact for stuff like Glinhawk. So these are normally pretty easy to cut. Stoneforges were pretty good. I don't know, they're a bit slow for what this deck's trying to do, so I could see potentially playing a league without them, but I like the backup of being able to play a nice mid-range plan. Also, like I said in one of those games, you know, obviously we're trying to mulligan for a quest hand, but we can't mulligan that low, whereas Stoneforge actually lets us keep 4-card hands pretty well if we have to mulligan low, because we mulligan ourselves pretty aggressively. We only keep a Stoneforge 7 if it has Giver and normally 2 lands to go Giver into Stoneforge. But I could see testing a league without them. I just don't know what we replace it with, because yeah, we need something that makes our hands look keepable. Maybe that's a reason to go into the blue splash, because there are some main deckable win conditions in the blue splash. Martyr Soul felt really good. I've actually in the past cut Martyr Soul a lot. I think in these matchups I was cutting it a lot less. I think maybe that was an Astrolabe thing. But yeah, they felt fantastic. Our main board equipments felt good as always. Let's look at the board. So Auriok Champions put in a lot of work. The only matchup we lost was to Naya Landfall, so it was an aggressive deck, which is where we want this, but it doesn't play heaps of creatures. It just makes a couple of creatures that go really tall. So we're not gaining life off a bunch of creatures entering. Also, their creatures are generally green, more so than black or red. They have some red, but they have a lot of green creatures. So Auriok Champion can't block them effectively. So that's something worth considering, is that there are some aggressive matchups where our anti-aggro card isn't pulling its weight, but I think it pulled its weight in a lot of other ways. Like, I was happy to bring it in against Death Shadow as like something they can't remove. It was good against the like Naya Zoo deck with Pelt, because that deck was like a Pelt Collector style Vexing Devil kind of thing, and this felt really good in there. They were playing out a lot of little creatures, so that was cool. Canonist never came in, but it's like Canonist and Containment Priest, I've always said, are kind of necessary evils in this deck. I think there is a chance that Giant Killer is good in the matchups where we want Containment Priest, so maybe we don't need this slot if we do want to like bring back in our Grave Hate in our Soul Guide Lanterns, or if we want to bring in a different kind of hate. Like Hardened Scales, we won, but we probably shouldn't have, so maybe like we want some disenchant effects again, which we used to have Kasali Pride Mage. Selfless Savior, I think, is a really good card for this deck. It didn't really do anything this league, but I like being able to essentially go up to 6 Giver Runes post-board against the removal heavy matchups. And this is like as good as a Selfless Spirit against sweepers, I think, because, you know, generally we're loading up one creature with equipment, so as long as we can save that one creature, we're pretty okay. Alpine Moon only came in against Hardened Scales, and even then it was because we had an extra slot and we were worried about the potential of Inkmoth Nexus. I don't think we necessarily care about bringing it in against Hardened Scales, but we did, and it was fine. We brought in 1 and we saw it in our 6 and bottomed it and won the game. Veil of Summer was really good in the Death Shadow matchup. It actually put in a lot of work there. It countered a hand hate spell and forced him to use removal on our Stoneforge before the Veil resolved, which meant we got to drop our sword anyway. Then I think we played a Gingerbread and equipped it. Yeah, very happy with Veil still. Very happy with the green splash. I think no matter what, I like the green splash. The red splash is the more questionable. And Light Shadow is a sideboard sword. I didn't really miss any of the other swords I played. I didn't really miss like War and Peace, Feast and Famine, Sinew and Steel. I think because we have Giver now, we care less about what our sideboard sword is doing as much. I think this just was fine. Like we won a matchup based off because we got to, what was it, the Grixis Shadow matchup? I think it was, where they killed our Giver early on. We got a Sword of Light Shadow equipped. We attacked. We brought the Giver back. They destroyed the sword with the Kolaghan's command. Then we played the Giver again, and we just won very quickly after. So the sideboard felt good. Yeah, I don't really know what else we want to do with the sideboard. Like I said, maybe some disenchant effects, but it's only good against the dedicated artifact enchantment decks, which, again, like the Stoneblade decks, we're generally the better Stoneblade deck. Against like Hardened Scales, I almost feel like that's one we're happy to concede to potentially. Like we can potentially race and do cool stuff. Like they can't really deal with a flyer wearing on Argentum armor, so our quest plan's really good. The only downside is that Stoneforge plan feels really bad, and we don't really have sideboard for it. But you know, we lost game 2 leaving the Stoneforge package in. We won game 3 swapping it out for Auriok Champions and Selfless Saviors because we brought the Giant Killers in anyway. Which their game 2 was just nutty anyway. That Ballista just had our number. But yeah, so I think next time I play this, I will run it back. I don't think there's anything I really want to change. I could actually test cutting the Stoneforge package. I'll have a think about it, and next week when I start the video, I'll talk about what I'm considering, or what I'm going to do for that week. I'll have a think about it. But we went 3-2, so we get some chesties. So let's get them open and see what we get. Myth Realize is fine. Play points, cool. Ooh. Fido Titan. Okay. Rakdos Pit Dragon, sure. Open another one. Ooh. Well, not a great card, but it's got the extended border. Okay. 2 more to go. Let's see something good. Underground Sea. We'll take that. And Tatsumasa, the Dragon's Fang, is fine. Underground Sea. Hell yeah. That's what we wanted to see. Okay, I don't even care. Give us nothing in this pack. That'll be fine. Jin Illuminatus is kind of nothing. Play points, it's fine. We're 5 away from having 3 free leagues, so it's pretty good. As always, I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Feel free to do nothing. Feel free to just watch. I just appreciate getting the views of nothing else. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, bye-zy.